host, Joshua David, and we have so much fun talking about the do's and the don'ts of the financial markets. We get into stocks, options, futures, Forex, how the market works, and how us as average investors can take advantage of these financial markets. If you happen to miss 2 tickets for the investing class, call 952-814-4410. That's 952-814-4410. You can also text the word invest to the number 484848. You're going to receive a link back. Click the link for 2 tickets for that investing class. Al, you want to talk about a day in the life of an investor or a trader. And as you know, it's almost fall here. I'm sad to say summer's almost over.
Yes,
but
it
it's
is.
almost fall, and it is almost deer hunting. You know, I like to deer hunt.
I do.
And in deer hunting, we don't chase deer, right? We don't chase the deer. We sit in our stand, our nice heated stand, by the way, and we wait for them to come to us, hopefully to harvest a nice whitetail buck, right? And that's the same type of concept of trading and investing. You don't want to chase price. You don't want to chase a stock. You wait for price to come to you where you want to be an investor, and that would be low, and then you take advantage of that trade and you click the button and get into that trade. Now, that's proper trading and investing. A lot of people think it's smoking a cigar at a computer screen, taking as many trades as you want. That's what the TV, that's what movies show. It's a good movie, but that's a little bit different. So can I dive into a little bit more about the different types of investing that gives students the flexibility to trade and invest even though they have a job?
Yeah, and by the way, if you want to smoke cigars and drink scotch while you're trading, we're not telling you you can't do that, but you don't have to do that. That's the key. And your story about the deer, by the way, the reason that you sit in that stand and you wait is because you have a better chance of actually getting a deer, right?
Yep, increasing my odds.
You're increasing your odds, and maybe you also have a better chance of getting more than one if you can do that. Well, the same thing is true in investing and trading. You have patience, and that's the word that really is associated with what you just said. Have the patience to wait until the price comes into an area where you have the highest probability of it working in your favor. And by the way, that also gets you in at the lowest risk point with the highest profit potential. So those are 3 components of the strategy that I'll talk about in these classes that we would love to have you come in and sit with. And by the way, you're welcome to ask questions, and we can maybe talk about subjects that are specific to you. We're happy to do that. But the bottom line is showing you how the markets function, why price changes. I mean, the important thing is for you to be to identify where price is going to do something that's going to work in your favor, and that's exactly what we do with the strategy that we have. Now, if you have the proper education, and you mentioned that this is OTA's 25th year, go back in history 25 years ago and see how many places that provided financial education are still around 25 years later. We may be the only one, but certainly the only bricks and mortar location where you can get whatever help or education that you need.
By the way, 25 years ago, what was first coming around 25 years ago? The internet.
The internet. Well,
and then here's a question for a lot of our listeners, too. Did you miss the internet craze? Did you miss the great opportunities 25 years ago from the internet craze, right? Right now, we have another craze. It's that cryptocurrency craze, right? And that's why we're giving away that free cryptocurrency course for people that register for this investing class, because that's the opportunities that are out there. And a lot of people do want that flexibility in their trading and investing. A lot of people work during the day, or some people like to golf during the day. I get that. And you have opportunities in the afternoon. You have opportunities in the evening, especially cryptocurrency. That's a 24/7 market.
Yeah.
You have the futures market and the Forex market, both 24 hours a day during the week. So you have those opportunities, gives more flexibility, and gives us as regular people more opportunity to get in these markets. If you want to learn more about getting in these markets, having the opportunity to be flexible, even though you have a job, having the opportunity to trade and invest in the evening, Al teaches these investing classes. They're free. They're 2 hours. They're right here in Bloomington local. Call 952-814-4410. In these classes, he goes into how to buy at wholesale. We've been talking a lot about that. Buying at wholesale and selling at retail, just like the financial institutions do. 952-814-4410. You can also text the word invest to the number 484848. When you do that, you're going to receive a link back. Click the link, pick a date for the class. When you do that, you're going to receive that cryptocurrency course. It's a big craze right now, huge opportunities. Now, Al, we talk about learning the skills of trading and investing. I have a 4-year-old, obviously, and when we first were starting to learn how to ride a bike, it was just something he had never done before. And it might have been a little scary for him, wasn't sure, he put training wheels on him right away. But now it's like he's a BMX rider, right?
Hmm.
So it was a learned skill, and that's what trading and investing is, right? And where you do that, you place all your investments once you've learned how to do that on a platform, right? So talk a little bit about what a platform is. And so if someone is I guess more brand new to the market,
Yep.
some of the right places to go to.
Okay, well, first of all, how valuable would it be to have one location where you have access to education on all the things that we just talked about? Education on stocks, education on the futures market, education on the foreign exchange market, the options market, the cryptocurrency market. Instead of having to go from one place to another place to another place as your interest expands, why not have one location where you have access to all that type of education taught by people that do it on a regular basis?
And where might that be?
That would be, maybe the Online Trading Academy.
Yeah, the
Try
sponsor, Online
that.
Trading Academy,
Right.
located here in Bloomington.
Yeah. And for a lot of people, the goal should be to start with one thing. Start small, start very simple, and then based on you, because everybody is a little unique, maybe you want to add something. Maybe you want to get a little more sophisticated. But that's what we do. We have education that fits into everybody's goal and what their expectations are.
I'm glad
And
you brought up start small, because a lot of people, they may have $100,000, 200, 500,000, maybe $1 million, and they don't want to take all of it, so they
Sure.
don't do anything,
Sure.
right? So taking small portions of that, using the proper assets, using the right brokerage platforms to do that,
Yeah.
that way you know how to do that with smaller amounts of capital. That builds that financial confidence.
Yeah, and it's not the amount of money that you put into something that determines whether it works or not. It's just identifying the right entry, the right exit. But start small. This is very scalable, so you can always just add more contracts or put a little bit more in once you reach consistency, and that's what we start with, teaching you how to be consistent. That confidence, that consistency, part of that comes to our students with the platform that we have them use. We have a trading analysis and education platform called Click that all of our students have access to, where they actually do the workup on a trade. It's if you look at something, you say, I think I want to look at maybe investing in stock X. Well, there's steps that you follow with this platform that will take you to the point where it will tell you, yeah, this is a good trade. This is a good quality trade. That's one that has low risk, high profit potential, and a high chance of working in your favor. Or if it's not, it will actually come up with an alert and say to you, hey, don't do this trade. It violates your parameters. Maybe you're taking too much risk. And by the way, this is customized to you. The number one thing it asks you is, what's the maximum amount of money you are willing to risk on any individual trade?
Yep.
Maybe it's $50. Maybe it's $100. And if you try to put together an investment that exceeds that, it warns you and tells you not to do the trade.
I'm glad you brought that up, because just so our listeners understand that proper investing, like the institutions do, is knowing what they're going to get into, where they're going to get in, where they're going to get out, how much they're going to make. All that is done before you even take that investment.
Right.
That builds that financial confidence, so you have big gains and small losses. That's the concept of trading like that institution.
Right.
And you mentioned this platform, Click. When you place your investments on a platform, you walk away.
Mhm.
That creates no emotion, or that eliminates any emotion, because you're not watching it. Because trading if you ever watch paint dry, that's about the same thing. You don't want it to be exciting. You want your money to work for you.
Yeah, but people might be saying, well, if I don't watch it, what's going to happen? What if it's going against me? Or what if I've got a great profit? Well, that's all taken care of. You've already covered those by setting a trade properly, which we teach you how to do. So you can walk away and know that if you're wrong, your principal's protected. If you're right, your profit is protected. And if you're right, you're going to get in at a point where you have that low risk, high profit potential automatically.
Yeah, and that's just part of that plan. We've been talking about a plan since the first segment. Following that plan and just the rules within that, you have to have set rules on where you're going to get in, where you're going to get out, and a lot of that is done for you by that platform. Click takes the emotion out of it, and we've been kind of talking about in this segment here too about letting price move, let it go, let the markets come to you. It relaxes you. That brings more and more confidence and more comfort into your investments, right?
Exactly.
So when you're doing that, place your trades, walk away, and that's the key. And we try to call it target trading, or it might be considered by some people set it and forget it, but you don't want to forget it because that's your capital.
Sure.
But your positions are done for you, and you let it work for you. And now when you walk down that road in these investing classes, it's kind of an eye opener for people because so many people just buy for no reason. I bought Apple stock because of whatever reason. I bought Microsoft because I thought it was cool. Having the right investments and walking them through that in these investing classes, it helps people say, you know what, I can do this because we are regular people. Well, institutions, they were regular people as well. What was the difference? They got educated. Right. We can get educated to do that in the financial markets. So I want to give away some tickets to this investing class for callers 1 through 10. When you do that right now, you're going to receive two things. You're going to receive 2 tickets for this investing class. You're also going to receive I'm going to do the financial quick start kit. There's a few topics in there. One of the couple big ones here is there's 3 retirement strategies that Wall Street does not talk about. Strategies to profit from a stock sell-off, but also how to calculate a rate of return on investment. Just simple things so people can understand how you can do that. 952-814-4410. That's 952-814-4410. You can also text the word invest to the number 484848. Now, Al, just real quick here, there's different markets too. You have up markets, you also have down markets. Is it possible to benefit in a down market?
Oh, absolutely. And you have to know how to do that if you really want to get the maximum benefit out of your investments. There are a number of different things you can do to participate, and we do go over those in these classes. Shorting is one. That's a concept that's a little hard for people to understand because it seems like it should be illegal, but it's not.
It's just benefiting in a down market.
Yeah, it's just doing the opposite of what you would do in an up market, but it's a great strategy. That's a game changer. You can use certain options positions or strategies. You can do what we call inverse exchange traded funds. So there's a number of different things that you can do to participate when the market is going down. And what all of the professional traders out there will tell you is that they know how to benefit in an up market, they know how to protect their profits, and then they know how to profit in a down market, in a bear market.
That's key, especially in their retirement accounts, because people, even though they're at the most wealthy they've ever been, using options to have the potential to enhance those gains, but not taking your whole capital, taking a portion of that, using options, and then doing that. Right. So one more chance to set of tickets, 952-814-4410 for the investing class that we do right here in Bloomington. They're free. Al teaches these, covers some topics like how to manage risk and navigate these volatile markets. Al, what do you got coming up next?
Let's talk about why Wall Street might have you settling for something less than golden years in retirement.
Well, let's talk about that. A woman's best friend, it's gold. Let's talk about those golden years coming up next. 952-814-4410 for 2 tickets. This is Josh and Al, Investing with Confidence. We'll be right back.